Good afternoon, guys. Hey, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly video update for Wednesday, September the 25th. And we'll start with the S&P. And today was a pretty uneventful day today. Nothing really happened. I've got the S&P up here. We started out, overnight strong. We'll look at the ES here in a second. And then kind of rolled over here pretty decent amount. This was a pretty key level, and we held it, and then from then on, once we touched that level, we just kept going up all day long. So let's get over here and look at this in a little more context here. Let's go to a 5-day chart and kind of look back. It helps to look back, where you've been, to kind of get an idea of where you might be going. And again, we're going to focus on the S&P for now. So notice this was last Thursday. We're at 3024 on the ES. Now the all-time high is 3028. All-time high. So we're basically right there. And so again, that's Friday, that's Thursday, here's Friday, here's Monday, and then we had this big sell-off overnight, and then another big sell-off here, of course, and just down, more and more news, news-driven, algo-driven kind of stuff. So we've been in this real kind of whipsaw market, and now it appears to come back up this way. And I continue to this didn't shake me out or change my opinion. I'm still trading this thing to the upside bullishly. I do have some hedges. I have short-term and long-term hedge on at this point, but I was looking for this 2950 level to hold, and it did several times. We did break through, well, actually 2950, sorry, it's right here. I was looking for this level to kind of be the line in the sand if we broke through, that could open the door to some pretty deeper downside, really down to around 2911-ish. We held here, came back, held that level here again. And then we flushed down through it this morning, 2953, and then again we just started making our way on back up. So let me switch this back to like a 3-day chart. And so what I'm looking for here is really a continuation. I think that it's very reasonable that we get back up here. I mean, we're within a stone's throw of 3,000 on the S&P. And that, we closed, we closed here today at 2985. Roughly, this is the ES, and I'll show you. We'll get back to the S&P. 2985 on the S&P right here, and as you can see, we're higher after hours. But our expected move, puts us all the way up here to 3015 again. That if we get that far, and we do have some momentum behind us, it's easy. We could easily get back to that all-time high. Let me go out a little bit further and kind of show you what I'm ultimately thinking. Let me kind of zoom in here a little bit. So what I'm looking at, and I said this in last week's video, kind of the same thing. We have come up to this level several times here. Around this all-time high. That was the highest, but you saw just a few minutes ago on Thursday we were at 3024. So we've been right there a couple of times. I've got this is simple 20 and 50 moving averages here. We're still above them, and I think we come back up this way and test this thing again. And I would not be surprised if it's by Friday. I was originally thinking maybe it takes a little longer because next week we have payrolls and we might, kind of rally into that. And we could easily maybe pull back a little bit or just chop here would probably make a lot of sense and kind of make our way back up. And honestly, no one knows. I don't know. No one knows. But I'm still continuing to play this the way that that we talked about last week, and that on a short-term basis, I am playing it to the upside with some hedging on the downside down here. And you can do that in the form of butterflies or verticals, or I don't puts are not the best way to do it right now because the VIX, we're still up around 16 on the VIX. That's a little rich. Butterfly is a lot cheaper way to do it, and that kind of manages the upside and the downside. And I do expect that when we get back up here, whether it is in the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks, I don't know. We may do this again. We may come back up here, chop up to it, touch it, and fail again. And we may try it 2 or 3 times before we get through. Sometimes that happens. In a situation where you continue to kind of hit the same levels over and over, it's not uncommon for us to do that. So that is what I'm thinking on the S&P. Now, quick shift gears into other things. I'm watching the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ actually doesn't look as strong. The Russell doesn't either. This looks like it might not bounce as fast and as much as the S&P. I really don't know. The problem with the market also, as we all know, is that we're in this hyper news driven sensitive market. Tweets and all the political shenanigans going on and all that stuff is happening, which dramatically affects the market. In addition to China and the Fed, we had Bullard talking today, and all of that stuff moves the market around. So we can have the best laid plans and it goes out the window on a tweet or news or something like that. So I know I've said it a million times, but just be careful. I am trading a little bit smaller size now. I'm trading fewer numbers of positions that I'm trading, and I'm tending to take smaller profits now. That's a way to be consistent in this market, right? And because if you have on too many trades that you can't manage, or if all of those trades are bullish or bearish, things start working against you, quickly. You can really turn it into a mess very quickly if you've got 10 trades and you're trying to manage them and they're all going against you at the same time. So just be very careful about that. And again, I'm taking smaller profits when I can in this kind of market until we get some clarity. Now the next thing that will help us, of course, is we got payrolls next week. That'll kind of give us a little more insight into the Fed. We're at about a 50% chance of a rate cut at the next Fed meeting, so there's no tell there. But we are coming up on the earnings season in about 2-3 weeks. So we'll start to get some momentum there, I believe. So again, until then, play it tight stops, watch your levels pretty closely, smaller size, and take smaller profits. So that is what I've got today. Hope that helps a little bit, and we'll see what happens into this week, Friday, and then we take it day by day in this market. So that's what I've got. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys at the next update. Take care.